Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be washing my makeup brushes. I haven't done this for a while, which is a little gross. So definitely a larger wash day than I usually do, but that is okay. There are quite a few things I bring with me are brushes, a little towel so I can put them somewhere within my countertop so I have space to put everything. And then I use a just mild hand soap. I am out of my brush cleaner, which is why I'm using the hand soap. So please don't judge me too hard. At least I'm cleaning them. I'm getting tons and tons and tons of gunk out of these because, again, this cleaning is well overdue, unfortunately. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, makeup brush washing day, definitely not the most fun thing, but I usually put on like a podcast or something while I am washing my brushes, just because I usually do have quite a few to wash. I do have probably too many makeup brushes, although I would like some more eyeshadow brushes. I know that sounds crazy because you saw how many I had in the beginning of this video, and that's not even my full collection of brushes. I feel like I could be on an episode of Hoarders at this point for just makeup and brushes in general. But yeah, it is a process for sure. And this was actually a shorter process than I thought. It actually took about 15 minutes, which is a long time. But again, kind of bigger day than I was expecting it to be. Definitely not. It's like doing laundry, right? But for like your art project. I don't know. Um, Yeah, so I usually just take a little bit of soap in my palm and then I get the brush a little bit wet and then swirl that in the soap on my palm and kind of thoroughly rinse thoroughly kind of get the soap through the brush and then I rinse it. And if I do have to kind of do that more than once, like for my foundation brushes, for my powder brushes, I do have to do that process multiple times sometimes because I do find that my foundation and like powder sticks a little bit more to my brushes than like eyeshadow brushes or anything like that. I haven't been doing a ton of eyeshadow lately just because I have a really busy work schedule and I just haven't been giving myself enough time in my mornings to really be able to sit down and do eyeshadow. So thankfully I didn't have too many eyeshadow brushes. It was just a lot more of like the face contouring, powder, foundation, all that kind of good stuff, and concealer brushes. I did have quite a few concealer brushes that were a little more gunged up than I would like to admit, but you can see it kind of in this video. There was kind of a lot more coming out than I had really expected, but that is okay. You know what? Sometimes life happens. I'll get busy, and thankfully I have like more than one brush I can do, and I can always use my hands, which is nice. And I do have like beauty blenders and then like little puffs and stuff that I use for like concealer and powders and stuff. So there are days where I don't necessarily need to use a brush, which is kind of nice. But yeah, just really kind of making sure I'm thoroughly getting all that soap throughout the entire brush and then going in with water to rinse that through. And I always like to hold my brushes top down. Oh, sorry about that. I did have to take just a quick pause to grab some water, but I always hold my brushes from the top down so that when I am washing them, I'm not getting a ton of water in the actual barrel of the brush, which does help to avoid getting water in the kind of base or the barrel of the brush, and it helps maintain the brush for a longer period of time. It just helps to preserve the bristles a little bit better. It helps to preserve the glue to make sure that the glue that is gluing the actual bristles to the kind of barrel and the tip of the brush together a little bit better. And again, it is really about maintaining the brushes after you get them. There are some brushes that are just better quality than others, and I have definitely had my fair share of brushes that are lower quality that, you know, you can wash a few times, but then they kind of start to fall apart. So that is definitely not a fun time. And it has definitely made me kind of look into buying higher quality brushes so that way they not only last longer They do perform a little bit better as well because the material is a little bit better. So it feels better on the skin and it helps the application of the products a lot more as well. And there are a lot of really affordable brushes out there that do just as good of a job as, you know, higher end brushes. So, you know, and I've had my fair share of both, so I'm not knocking anybody or anything like that. So I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way, but that's kind of a general rule of thumb just in life. Like you do sometimes, keyword there is sometimes, have to spend a little bit more money to get a better quality product because it will last you a longer amount of time. And I find that especially like with things like shoes, investing in good shoes, good makeup brushes, it's just going to be better for you kind of longer term as well because you're not going to be spending as much money trying to replace products as you would if you didn't buy kind of decent quality stuff to begin with. So definitely have spent more money than I should have just based on kind of wanting a quick fix and wanting a cheaper option. And sometimes the cheaper options are great. Don't get me wrong. Again, like take that with a grain of salt. You can get away with a lot of more affordable options as well and be just fine. Like you can go to TJ Maxx and get beauty blenders and be just fine. You know, you can go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls or wherever, right, and get like decent quality brushes. Like I've seen Real Techniques at TJ Maxx and Ross all the time. So definitely can get good products at a good price as well. So, and I'm so sorry. I just, not enough water. My apologies, guys. Again, I just chugged some more water and took a cough drop. So hopefully it works out. And that's the last time you have to hear any nastiness. I do apologize. But yeah, you know, just kind of making sure you're doing your research on what good brands are, not just buying something to buy it, and you know, taking your time to get stuff if you can, if you have the opportunity to, making sure you're just getting good stuff because again, you are going to spend more long term if you're just buying the cheap option all the time and having to constantly replace it. So yeah, just my 2 cents. Which is why I'm a little bit disappointed to be using hand soap for this, but you know, it works out, it's all fine. So, still getting the job done, still getting these cleaned. I have been looking to invest in a tool or something to help me clean my brushes a little bit more effectively because I feel like this method does work and I've been doing it for a long time and it works for me, especially in kind of a pinch like this where I don't have a ton of time to kind of sit down and really give my brushes a good, like, thorough deep clean and sanitation and all that kind of good stuff. So if anybody has any recommendations on products that I can use to make the makeup brush cleaning days a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit more of a streamlined process, let me know in the comments down below. 'Cause I have seen, like, you know, those glass spinny things where you put water in the bottom and then you like spin your brush. I've looked into those and those do look really cool, but I just, it seems like kind of a lot to have to, you know, put the water in, get your brushes all ready, put it in, and then have to reset it up every time. I think that might be really good if you only have a couple brushes to wash, but I don't ever usually have just two. And that is the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.